Hello everybody, my name is Dratnos, and welcome to my weekly vault video. Sarkareth has been defeated, so got a lot of alt vaults done after that last week. In fact, I think this might be the most vaults ever opened on one of these streams. I'm not 100% sure, but there's a lot of friendships have been strained by my rat characters last week, but we'll see how it all works out. Up first, we have my main character this patch, my Brewmaster, that does not actually have a mythic raid vault row because we extended on Sarkareth. So I think I have like 2 heroic, 1 normal raid spot, and then 3 plus 20 spots. So mostly looking for something good from the M plus rows. We'll see what we've got though. All right. So yeah, in the top row, nothing worth considering. We have a mastery crit cloak, a crit haste ring, or the frenzying signal flare, which I don't believe is a particularly good trinket. So I think I could probably get some minor upgrade value out of these items. So I'm gonna take the socket. I don't know. None of these are long-term great. This is mastery crit. I'm really looking for like crit verse or verse crit. The haste is a stat I'm pretty uninterested in at all. So let's just grab the socket and be reasonably happy with that. I think I have some good long-term items to throw a socket into. Yeah, I've got 447 crafted bracers, and this week now I can go craft another piece. I've also got a 447 helmet, although I think you can get a 450 helmet, so yeah, let's check. I think that comes from like Echo of Neltharion. Oh no, that's shoulders. Okay, so actually 447 helmet's the best it can get, so I could throw a socket into that as well. But either way, there is the Brewmaster vault. Not surprising that the vault wasn't particularly good on this character that week. There really weren't that many high rolls even available. It was probably like a 4% chance on each of the M plus rows that there was just a good crit verse piece in that slot, or a pre-socketed, a tertiary piece, or I guess tier 447 tier would have also been good if it wasn't a helmet or a chest piece. So pretty thin odds there. Now this character is my warrior. This was my main last season and is largely wearing the same gear as that season. I've gotten 2 upgrades this patch so far. I did a normal Sarkareth, and I got a Voice of the Silent Star out of my vault last week. And then I did 1 key last week, and it was an Underrot, and I got this Vial of Animated Blood. So if I do some DPS warrior stuff on this character, those 2 items are both going to be really good. And we're kind of set up. Some of the annoying grinds are done. So we'll go, let's go loot spec arms. I don't think I want to see a one-hander, really. Let's see what we got here. The Undertow Tide Blade. Well, crit mastery, I mean, I think that's pretty good for DPS warrior. And it's a 447 weapon, which again, I think that's pretty good. That's going to replace a 415 Primal Council two-hander. Yeah, I think this character's gotten 3 reasonably good items from this patch so far. I might have to do some Fury activity on this character. I don't know. That's pretty good. That's hard to complain about. All right. Now we have my Paladin. My Paladin did 7 bosses of heroic, but it didn't do Echo of Neltharion or Sarkareth. So we can't have those bosses loot, including like Beacon of the Beyond, which would be really good. But we have got some raid rows and also 1 plus 20 done. Loot spec is going to be protection because we'd really like to see a shield. Shield for prot spec would be really big. Even though I'd like to play rat on this for some times. Okay. All right, so there's a verse crit speed ring. There is tier pants with avoidance. There's an ominous chromatic essence. And there's a one-handed weapon, a haste mastery one-hander. Wow, what I wouldn't give to be able to take all 4 of these items. This is wild. These are all really, really good. I think I'm going to say the Chromatic Essence, it's probably a little bit less good for Prot, given that, well, like I have one of these on Mythic that I don't use on my Brewmaster, but actually I bet I would use this on my Paladin quite a bit. Pants, tier pants, obviously nice. The fact it has avoidance on them, also really nice. It's upgradable. It would be 2-piece, but the set bonus is kind of bad for Prot. A ring, a verse-heavy speed ring, also really nice. Tertiary 447, hard to turn down. And then also a main-handed weapon that I guess it saves me a Worm's Crest relative to upgrading my other one, but Haste and Mastery are my best stats on Prot. I think I'm going to not take the weapon. I also think I'm probably not taking this ring. Verse is good. Crit's a little bit less of a good stat. Speed is really nice, though. But yeah, we're between the Heartfire Sentinel's Folds, the Ominous Chromatic Essence. All right. Well, I think one question we want to answer here is, do Paladins use the Ominous Chromatic Essence? And that could be where we use U.GG, a sponsor of this video and also of my stream for about the next month or so. This is a pretty cool website. So it's u.gg/wow. They also have League of Legends and Valorant, but we don't play those games. Actually, play a little bit of League with my guild sometimes after raid, but usually goes very poorly. Very poorly. Okay, so you can look at the classes and specs. You can look at any class and spec. So, for instance, Prot Paladin and Rep Paladin are the two that I'm mostly interested in here. You can open those up. And you can see what kind of gear people are using in both Raid and Mythic Plus on whatever difficulty. So, for instance, here is the most popular stuff for Prot Paladins on Mythic Kazara the Hellforged. I'm surprised to not see the Sarkareth trinket, although maybe that's just low availability, because you can see the percentage of use here is pretty low on these items, so probably a lot of different trinkets are getting used. And that being said, the Chromatic Essence is one of them for Prot Pallies. And what was the other thing we were thinking about? We were thinking about the pants, which obviously the pants are going to get played. Those are haste heavy, so that's compelling. What about in Mythic Plus? Mythic Plus, people still using their icon, haven't upgraded out of that yet. And then people are using an Iridius fragment. That is weird to me for tanks. Let's take a look at Ret Pally as well. Ret Pally, people are using the Anvil and the Mark of Dargrul. What about most popular? Blazebinder's Hoof and Whispering Incarnate Icon. Yeah, those are the two trinkets that I have equipped right now. But again, it's like people haven't upgraded out of them yet. And how about in Mythic Plus? Yeah, again, old season trinkets. Zakali, Chaos Grapnel, and Mark of Dargrul. Dude, I feel like just nobody's gotten their hands on the good stuff yet. Because I feel like Ominous Chromatic Essence would be quite good to have one of. This is tough. I think I don't want to take the tier. Because tier is going to be in lower demand than Chromatic Essences, right? Like a 431 Chromatic Essence, we could feasibly, like, especially across my 6 tanks, whatever I play next tier, it's very possible we're going to want it to have a Chromatic Essence. And Heroic is only 3 item levels below Mythic on that. So I think I'm supposed to take this Ominous Chromatic Essence. But I'm definitely not feeling great about sending this 431 Avoidance tier to the bin. The thing that's making me think that it's definitely right to do, though, is that I know I can get 447 tier once the Catalyst comes out, right? You can just get tier pants out of any Great Vault slot and send that to the Catalyzer, so I think this is the disciplined pick. I think this is more likely to help with progression next tier, but I'm still not. I hate it when you get a vault with a lot of good options. I much prefer when you get a vault with one good option. One good option and just like 6 garbage options. Those are the vaults where you're like, okay, I don't have to think about this. I don't have to do a long think about what stuff is best. I don't have to. Much as I love going and consulting u.gg, it's nice when the vault is obvious enough that you don't have to. All right, now we've got my Demon Hunter. Okay. So I did a key, and I did normal raid, and we're going to see a tertiary ring with a socket in the normal raid spots. All right, pretty cool. Pretty cool that the ring with the socket and a tertiary is going to be a 415 in this video. I like that. But yeah, okay, so now we've got a 447 helmet, and I'm going to take that because my current helmet is old tier. It's not even providing anything. It's socketed, but this seems nice, and I'll be able to put a socket in it eventually. Big eye level upgrade. I can also catalyze this eventually, but I already have my tier in my other slots, so this is one of those nice and easy choices, although this choice was facilitated by the fact that, you know, didn't really have all that many options in that vault compared to my other one. Now it's time for my DK. My DK, I think, might have one heroic raid spot, and it certainly has one Mythic plus 20 spot. So we'll see exactly how that works out here. Yeah, open up the vault. Loot spec. Frost? Okay. Frost looks kind of cool. Wouldn't mind seeing a one-hander. Alright, we've got a crit haste ring or haste verse pants. So the choice here is between a crit haste ring or a 4/6, 2/3 of a socket. So I think I'm just going to take this ring. It's not socketed. I have a heroic Aeronog ring. But yeah, I think I'm going to take this ring. Now, speaking of ring, my guildies are saying they need a ring crafter. So we're going to take a little detour now and go craft those rings. I'm not sure if this part will stay in the video or if I will have cut this part, but we'll see. We'll see if it makes it in. Let's go crafting orders. Oh, I got some guild orders. Okay, there it is. Wow, 5,000 gold. Do I scam or do I use an insight? All right, let's use an insight. Hang on. Yeah, I can make a few of these. Get a couple of these for the road the next time. Okay, illustrious insight. Create. Bang. All right, that's one more towards the achievement, and I have some Elementium to create as well. Hang on. For Elementium, we put on our multi-craft tool and our resourcefulness tool. Oh, multi-craft. That's good. And where's the resourcefulness? I want to save some of this gem dust. Get a couple of gold. Nope, never lucky. All right. Any good public orders? Any good public orders? I promise we're about to go back to vaults. No. Okay. All right. All right. Next character. This is going to be a long video. Because there are some scroll down characters on the old character select list that are going to be in this video. But first, we have the Druid. My Druid did 4 keys last week as a cat Druid, feral. Actually, really fun. Really fun feral Druid this season. I think I want to do either feral or guardian keys this season on this character. I still don't have 4-piece. I need to... in fact, I don't have any tier. So what we're mostly looking for here is going to be 4-piece, or is going to be any tier piece. 447 weapon would also be really good. So let's see what we got here. We've got Verse Mastery Pants or Crit Verse Belt. Now, the belt, I already have an Avoidance Belt. The pants are in a tier slot, but they're going to be catalyzable into tier later down the road. So I'm actually going to select the pants here. In the next, 2 weeks, if I see tier pants, I'll probably unequip these if that makes set bonus, but long term I can catalyze these. And one thing you've got to be thinking about when you're thinking about catalyzing your tier, if you have access to Mythic Raid, you can get 450 shoulders, 447 helmet, 447 chest piece, but you can actually only get 444 gloves and pants. So the best item level for tier in those slots is going to be either off pieces, right? And you can look for off pieces, but there's no high level off piece in the raid for legs. How about for gloves? For gloves there is. So the best gloves are going to be 450 catalyzed gloves from Sarkareth, but the best pants are actually going to be 447 M+ pants from your vault that have been catalyzed. So, again, it's kind of unlikely that this character is going to be killing Mythic Sarkareth ever this season, but it's not impossible. Bear Druid looks like it's going to be potentially pretty good. Once the rework comes out, it's got a very good set bonus. I would say it's not actually all that unlikely that I play Bear some of this season, and potentially even as a main next season. It's been a long time since I've mained Bear, but actually not that long. I mained it in Sanctum of Domination, and I could see myself doing it again. Could be fun. Speaking of things that could be fun, my Warlock almost beat the tank in my 21 Underrot that I depleted, and is going to be rewarded with a 447 offhand. All right. We'll take that. We'll take that. Not unhappy with a 447 offhand. It does mean I need to get a main hand. Okay, hang on. This offhand has almost as much intellect as my two-hander right now. So I think I should actually probably just equip... I think I should equip that. Let's do some math. What did it say it was going to be equipped with? I need to find an intellect. I need to find an intellect item. What does it say? Okay. Mystic's Windblade, a 262. There it is. I found it. So this has 330 intellect, and then the offhand has 973 intellect, and this has 1,071 intellect. So actually, this is going to be an upgrade for me. Is going like this. That's going to be more total intellect. And then now I just need to get a good main hand weapon. I can actually do some world content and get some Whelpling crests, and then make an enchanted Whelpling crest, and then make a 408, and chill with that for a while is probably going to be the best plan. But all right, you know, would have been better, I guess, to get a two-hander than a little one-handed offhand here. But I think a haste heavy one is pretty good for Warlock. I think we're pretty happy with that. My Shaman is level 70, but it did not do a key last week. My Rogue is level 70, and it did do a key last week. Some small... With this new upgrade system, with the new way that gearing works this patch, I have some interest in playing all kinds of different stuff, so I've been keeping my options open, which means for the next few weeks, some very weak characters are going to be doing some keys, but then in a few weeks' time, they'll all be powerful characters, and, you know, I'll have a bunch of good characters, because of the way the gear system works. So what are we looking for here? A weapon? Chain of the Underking? Okay, I think this is the haste heavy one. No, it's Crit Mastery. Oh, Crit Mastery necklace. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty good stats. I think that's kind of exactly what we want to see there. I think Crit Verse is maybe a little bit better for, like, Outlaw and Sub, but not going to complain about a Crit Mastery necklace. That's a lot of eye level there. Weapon would have been the best thing there, a one-handed weapon, but I actually loot spec'd Sin because I didn't want to see... like, axe or something, so a one-handed dagger would have just gone in the offhand for Outlaw. But I mean, I'll probably play Subtlety on this thing, I don't know. Or Assassination, maybe. Buff Assassination. Alright, now we've got my Evoker. My Evoker did 4 keys last week. I think all of them were Neltheris. Haven't seen a spoils of Neltheris yet. Once I get one of those things, this character is, well, it's still pretty far from being good. This character also has a 447 new tier chest piece that it can't equip yet because it'll break old 4-piece. So what I'd love to see here is tier gloves. Tier gloves. Or spoils of Neltheris. Okay, well, there's catalyzable gloves long-term, but there's also a weapon. It's a haste crit weapon with speed. I'm going to take this weapon. That's going to be a lot of power, right? That's 800 intellect. I'm going to lose the first light active ability, but, you know, who needs that? That's you're supposed to upgrade out of that, and if I end up getting the legendary, if I randomly kill Sarkareth and get the legendary to drop, this is going to be not very good, but for now, that's nice, and I can get rid of my Carnal X weak aura as well. Carnal X tracker. Yeah, just delete. Don't need that probably ever again. Until Fated, if there's a Fated season, I guess this time around, then Carnal X might come back, but, you know, weapon, not something you can really complain about. And I think that's it. I think that is, so 1, 2, 3, 9 characters. Open some vaults here. I think the best outcome was probably this sword on the warrior. And of course the hardest choice was that Paladin for potentially compelling options choice. We ended up going with the Chromatic Essence, but I'm still not super sure about that one. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.